Let's switch gears right now. Let's talk about what was going on outside. I'm going to tell you, that was probably some of the best weather I've seen for a Fleet Week Friday since I've been here. You know, it's been going on, what, 4 years now?
Yeah.
It was perfect outside.
And it's going to stay that way.
I love it.
All the way through the weekend.
I'm beaming right now.
And then a drastic change is coming.
Oh, dear Lord.
Just in time for Monday.
Okay.
So if you enjoyed this, if you could bottle it up, you might want to do that, because you're not really gonna see weather like this again for a little while. Let me show you why I would say that. One glance out in the Pacific. You see where we are down here? Under this nice, clear, beautiful weather that we've been having. Now, there could be a drop of rain overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and we were looking at that at the top of the newscast. That's from the clouds that are approaching. Let's come back out to the wide view. It's the system behind this one that's going to change things dramatically by early next week. You can see this spin in the clouds up here. And when we put the rain in, we're going to watch the futurecast depiction. As this first one leaves, there's a drop or two of rain that doesn't mean much for us tonight. Now, that looks a lot more substantial. And look at this coming down here by the time we get into Monday. We're going to pause it right there. Just a freeze frame in time. Look at the timestamp. Monday, right through the heart of the afternoon. Look where we are now. We were looking at the patch of us a moment ago as we were under clear skies with the clouds to our north. By the time we get to Friday, we're right in this thing. But I think we need a lot more detail than that. Let's come back now to the forecast imagery. So I'm going to pull up the European model forecast depiction on this, and we are going to go much more detailed on this. Slow it down and see what the latest thinking is on the timing for this rain. Here's the start. That's where we were just looking at on the virtual map. By the way, what we were showing down here on the virtual map, this is the American model. And you know we like to use both of the longer range models at our disposal to see if they're in agreement, and they are. That's the European model. And it shows you that leading edge of rain beginning right through the middle of the day on Monday. Let's play it forward. Overnight Monday and a Tuesday, it gets more impressive. So now what you're taking a look at here is Monday night with a line of well-organized rain stretched across much of Northern California, including coming right through the bay from, Ukiah clear down to Monterey Bay. And that'll probably be one of the more widespread times for rain. We advance that now into Tuesday morning, and most of that is now moving off into the Central Valley. That's kind of the main wave of rain here. And if you were with us yesterday and we were looking at the timing on this, that has moved up a little bit. It's a little bit earlier now than it looked like it would be to come through the middle of the day on Monday and Tuesday. And I don't think we should lock that in at this point either. I think this is going to waffle back and forth a little bit in terms of timing. These systems always do until we can get within like a 36-hour, 48-hour window. Right now, we're about still 72 hours out from this. But this is where the timing on the thinking stands at the moment. So we're going to show you where we are on this, because there's going to be widespread rain coming early next week, whether it's Monday afternoon or early Tuesday morning. The point is, it's coming for widespread rain. This is not problematic. We'll be able to handle this. We'll maybe get a half an inch of rain out of this. This is not a problematic storm, but it is going to be the first good widespread rainmaker of fall. And if we take a look here into Tuesday, at that point it's moved into the Sierra, where it's going to put down a decent little layer above 6,000 feet, but nothing major. There is a winter weather watch that the National Weather Service just issued, actually, primarily going into Monday and Tuesday of next week, snow level from about 6,000 feet and up. Meantime, back here at home, we're still kind of on the back edge of this. By late Tuesday, we go into Wednesday, and now things have begun to clear out, and we should be pretty much done with that system here at home. Look at the rain. These are the totals from tonight. This is what we were looking at earlier. There's nothing here, a couple hundredths of an inch of rain. So let's add in the Monday and Tuesday rain now, and you'll see where the totals stand at this point. And we're still right where we were pretty much yesterday in terms of our thinking for how much rain this is going to deliver. It's about 3/4 of an inch of rain to maybe as much as an inch. And don't go by the exact locations on here either. These will still move around a bit. I don't think that Monterey necessarily gets that much more than Santa Rosa. That could easily flip-flop once we get into the system. The takeaway is it's like a half an inch to about 1.25 inches over 2 days. That's not flooding concerns, but it's a decent amount of rain. It's certainly going to have impact on roadways. We're going to have slick roads. You could even end up with some ponding of water on roadways from this, especially in places where gutters haven't been cleared. That's probably the number one concern from this, that first good rain of the season, which can have those kinds of impacts on the roadway. All right, let's get into the rest of the forecast here. I'll show you what this looks like in the 7-day, because we've been able to clean it up. If you were with us yesterday, we had that chance of rain going for much of next week. Now we were able to refine that. Monday and Tuesday are the focus. Wednesday at this point is probably just a few straggler leftover showers. And Thursday, we put sun in there. We had rain in there yesterday. So it's kind of nice to see and to follow along on the forecast as we get closer to these things, where the specifics are able to get nailed down, especially once we get within the 3 to 5 day window. And here's the forecast for the Bay. It's a similar story. That Monday, Tuesday rainmaker. It'll be a broad-brushed equal rainmaker Bay Area wide. It's nice to see a storm that can come through and do that, Ryan, where it's not just kind of grazing the North Bay or hitting some locations.
You're such a Debbie Downer. I'm like enjoying this weather. I'm enjoying the weekend. You're like, oh, we have rain coming.
You got it for the weekend. Think about the timing on this, right?
We need the rain. We need the rain.
We do. And we also wanted a great weekend, and we got that too.
Yeah. All right.
See you later.
Thanks, Darren.